Ladies and gentlemen, my tie is off center. What the heck? Why didn't anyone tell me? Wah. Hi. I am, as you may or may not know, the WoW runner. I have done a lot of WoW-related stuff in my career. You ever think about that? I've done an entire series called The World of Warcraft. I highly recommend you watch it. I spent a tremendous amount of time and effort on it. Like months. I know what you're thinking, ugh, months. But no, I mean months full-time. My work schedule, right? Like 10-hour days. So, yeah, Huthor notices where I am, because the very, 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 very first thing I happen to be looking at is the new portal room. Check it out. They rearrange this. Oh, this is interesting. They've got an empty spot over here. Well, is this going to be Silvermoon? But yeah, over here we've got, so they moved Valdrakken over there. Oribos is still there, of course. Dornogal is upstairs now, which is nice. And over there we've got Pandaria, and then Northrend for Roth. Yeah, Dornogal is upstairs. It was always this weird misstep. For those of you not aware, Dornogal used to be downstairs. Dornogal, for those of you not aware, is the current capital. Why was it downstairs? Anyways, but no, we're really going to look at this thing. Oh, by the way, this is called All the Things. Don't worry about it too much. Boop. Ladies and gentlemen, behold. Housing. So, I don't want to bear the lead on this. I don't want to, like, prejudice you a little bit here. But this is the best housing an MMO has ever had. In any MMO, ever. And I've played quite a few that had housing. In fact, I played a bunch that had housing before WoW ever came out. This is me. Hi. Yeah, by the way, housing is currently in early access. And you're probably thinking, oh my god, look, there's the quest to go into my house for the very first time, because I've held up. Okay, I gotta tell you a story. So, here, I'll sing for you, push-ups. So, alright, so, happy birthday. My beloved sister actually has a house around here somewhere. There it is. She took the coast over here. And she walked in, and the very, very, very first thing that happened was she was hit by this tutorial thing that didn't have a back out option. And she's like, Alt F4, because she didn't actually want to do housing. But she also didn't want to miss out on the tutorial because she wants to do housing eventually. Which, by the way, is the exact reason why I have resisted walking into my house for weeks. Not only that, I wanted to stream it. So here we are. But I'm not going to do that yet, because that's actually part of midnight. So we're not doing it right now. Boop. No, instead, we got other stuff to do. Let's make a brand new character. Alright, we'll make... Oh, I don't know. Let's pretend you've never played WoW. Has anyone in chat never played WoW before? Real question. Synthelius. No, Ross. No, random. Random. Pick a race. Ross, pick a class. Kennex Cow, pick a gender. There we go. We got to getting as many people involved here as we can. Push-ups, you get the name. What are your choices? So you see those icons? Those are your choices. Just glance at them. Okay, so Kenneth Cow is saying we're doing female. Panda. Okay. Female panda? Oh, that's gonna suck. Alright. Alright, and then Ross, class. They're on the bottom. There's your options. Death Knight. Okay. That's the worst. This might actually be the worst possible combination that exists. I mean, Ronald Reagan is dead, so I guess that tracks push-ups. Also, I'm pretty sure I can't. Oh, wow. No, that's actually not taken. I'm actually shocked. I refuse on principle. Pick something else. No, Paladin? Okay, Paladin. We actually can't be Paladin. With a female Pandaren. Death Knight's fine. Death Knight's fine. Push-ups is probably taken. But hang on, let's see if we can make this. Oh my god, push-ups is not taken. Holy crap, I am shocked. Oh, that's a good thing. That's a good point. Hang on, let's test something here. Yeah, nope. Okay, so now we have to... Alright, random, I'm sorry, you picked the wrong race. Can you pick something else? I'm so sorry. Ross, you picked the wrong class? Could you pick something else, please? I'm sorry.
In life, you were a hero to your people. For their sake, you made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's not your fault at all, to be clear. In fact, I'm pretty sure you can't do what you did on a new character. Didn't even occur to me. Dwarf. Okay, okay. Dwarven Druid. That would be cool. We could do Dwarven Paladin. We're still female. We're fine with the gender. Okay. Hold up. Do you want to be an Earthen? Eleazar, I'll let you decide. Hang on, let's go to Paladin. Do you want to be an Earthen, which is going to look like this, a Dark Iron, which is going to look like this, or a Default, which is going to look like this? We have 3 dwarves. Allied race. That's a good point. Okay. We'll do this then. I will call you push-ups. Hey! There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Exile's Reach. Good morning, Umbral Magnus. Yeah, we can't do Dark Iron. Sorry, that's my bad. Sorry.
You are a soldier of the Noble Alliance, a coalition of kingdoms upholding the ideals of valor and justice across Azeroth.
And imperialism.
Your commanders have learned that an expedition bound for the Dragon Isles has been shipwrecked on a deserted island. As a bold new recruit, you have joined a rescue mission led by the dragons Wrathion and Kalecgos.
And Miss Proudmoore.
Now falls to you to find the lost expedition and see them safely to the Dragon Isles.
That's right. This is the 33rd. So I already like the fact that this leads so more smoothly into Dragonflight. Okay. So, as you can see, we're kind of heading up on the island up there. Yeah, I was going to say, back in BFA, there was this thing which led into Shadowlands, I think? Which, yeah, was just kind of this... It was a random adventure, which is fine, but considering the very next thing they're going to do is Dragonflight. One of the biggest complaints Zero listed here was, who's Wrathion, and why should I care? Which, if I could just be honest, is one of the weirdest complaints. I actually sat and processed that complaint for a while, and I couldn't understand it. I mean, yes, Wrathion has history, but who cares? Any new story is going to start with a character you've never heard of before. That feels like such an invalid complaint. Do you want a story to start with some narrator being like, this was Wrathion. Wrathion is a black dragon. He was not correct. Yeah, exactly. You don't want the story to start with an as you know. You want it to start here, and we can learn about the character diegetically as we go through it, but I digress. Okay, so let's talk to Miss Proudmoore. Prepare yourself. Do I have sound? There we go. Oh, hi, Mr. Red. Prepare yourself. Push-ups. We're nearing the island where the previous expedition was lost. Expedition 32. Warm up on these combat dummies. We need everyone ready for whatever we find on that island.
Refresh yourself on the basics. We don't know what's waiting once we're on the shore.
Hold up. My audio sounds wrong? Or she's just quiet. One of the two.
You need something?
I bet we'll save the expedition in no time. Private Cole, reporting for duty.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not sure why my dialogue would be so low. That feels like something that was done against my will, because, like, I didn't do that. Oh, look. Look, we've got, like, a little, what do you call it? Spyglass and compass. Yeah, I know. That's not where that should be. Usually my default options for audio is this. And actually this. Like, I don't know why my audio options are weird. We'll put it down? Maybe something changed? I don't know. The air speech is off. Yeah, okay. Also, first thing you do on any character, this is true. This is true. Turn on auto loop. Right there. First thing on every character. Okay, we're good. Let's attack a dummy. Cha. Cha. Push-ups the badass.
Good. Next, we... Wait. It's raining. The skies were supposed to be clear. The time for dreaming is over.
Good. Looks like you've kept up your pill. See, okay. Here's another thing. I hate to keep complaining. Notice there's no speech bubbles? Why are my options so weird? Words. To continue talking about the complaints I was hearing about this, you know, who's Jaina Prodmore? Why do I care? She's nobody right now, right? Imagine this was the first game you've ever played, and imagine this is the very beginning of Warcraft. This is Warcraft 1. You start off on a ship. There's an expedition to the Dragon Isles. You're here trying to figure it out. Jaina Prodmore is just Sergeant McGeneric Face right now, right? Like, you don't need to know the in-depth, extensive backstory of Miss Proudmoore. Because, yeah.
The true battle lies ahead.
Ahem. Looks like you've kept up your training during our voyage. I'm concerned about the sudden turn in the weather. Spar with Cole while I investigate this.
I know what must be done. Cole will spar with you for now. Something about this rain doesn't feel right.
Rathion and I will fly ahead to investigate the island.
In fact, I actually have another perfect example of this exact same complaint and how invalid it is, right? Warcraft 3. Do you need to know who Arthas or Uther are when you first start Warcraft 3? No, of course you don't. And also, everything about their immediate relevance is conveyed instantly in their very first scene. They're friends, they're friendly with each other, Uther is his superior, and also Arthas is a new paladin. Boom, done. That's all you need to know.
I'm here to help however I can.
Hope this rain isn't a bad omen. This is supposed to be a simple rescue mission. You'll be sparring with me today. We'll make sure we handle ourselves once we get landfall. Let's see what you got.
For the Alliance.
Yeah, you really don't know who Thrall is.
I'll let you have the first strike.
Strike!
Never run from your opponent. Stand your ground and fight until the end.
Alright, I should go grab that out here.
Remember to always face your enemy.
That's kind of cool.
I yield. Oh, I'd say you're more than ready for whatever we find on that island.
Yeah, I want... Lol, Maverick. So, real quick. PSA. About a month ago, when the Legion Remix launched, they added this brand new feature, which, as you can see, made its way into live. It's fantastic. It's this right here. It's called Recuperate. You notice it starts in your bar by default now. Good option. But for those of you who have an existing character, you're going to find it over here under the General tab. It looks nice, big, and green. What does it do? Boop. It's a heal. It's an out-of-combat heal. To full. Let me be clear. This is awesome. This is one of those little things that is going to smooth over a lot of rough patches in the game right here. It has no cooldown, by the way. It's just there. You just do it. And it's only 10 seconds to heal to full. Or, excuse me, to half. Sorry. Now, class, I hope they do class-specific animation. Yeah, for those of you who played Tor, this is the recovery ability that Tor had for each class. Each class actually had a different animation in Tor, which is cool. I kind of hope they do something like that with here at some point. Why wasn't this here to begin with? That's actually a complicated answer, but it boils down to the fact that when WoW came out, the ability to recover health out of combat was considered a brand new feature that WoW was innovating on. Food, if you remember. For those of you who don't remember, before WoW, getting out of combat, the way you'd heal was you would stand there for minutes. So, yeah, food and drink was the way in which you would recover out of combat. And they also designed it to be a way you could get buffs and a way you could serve as a gold sink. It also gave you a chance to raise the cooking skill as well as gave you a reason to go hunting. So it was actually, it served its purpose, but the thing is, it served its purpose in vanilla. Food has had its own points over the years. Even to this day, buff food is still relevant. But I do agree with the fact that the health part of it hasn't been relevant for years. So giving every class, regardless of what kind of class they are, the ability to just be like, boop, I feel like healing, good feature. I mean that. Now, I hope they do something with mage food in order to compensate for this. But this is a brand new feature, so we'll see what they do with that. Moving on.
I bet we'll save the expedition in no time.
You're a skilled paladin recruit. I think you'll prove a welcome addition to the main rescue team.
Up the good fight.
That's it for warming up. You and the other new recruits are a promising bunch, I'll tell you that much. Hey, what's that sound? I think something big's coming our way.
Captain, we can't weather this storm for long.
Everyone below decks, now!
I mean, that sounds like push-ups to me. Okay, I'm with this so far. I'm liking the narrative of this, more than I am not.
What would you ask the daughter of the sea?
The storm is resisting all my attempts to dispel it. Stay near me, I'll make sure we get on it. So, if I could... I hate to keep praising this. We don't need to know that Jaina Proudmoore is an extremely powerful sea mage. There's actually a term for that. Huthor, help me out. What are the ocean mages of Kulturas called? Tide Sage. We don't need to know that she's a super powerful Tide Sage. She's clearly a mage. She's got a giant glowing staff on her back. And she specifically talks about dispelling the storm. Boom. Exposition. Yeah, everything about her design communicates it. That's ignoring the obvious, like, nautical vibes of her outfit.
A single...
And we're dead. Yeah, same cinematic. Murlocs. And a night elf. And a dwarf. Another dwarf, I mean.
The sea was kind to you today.
So, I actually saw that video you're referencing, Umbral Magnus, and if I could just say, I think that guy was either being disingenuous or stupid, and I don't want to sound insulting, but I don't have a nicer way to put that. In that exact same video, he talked about how he didn't know who Wrathion was, and therefore decided not to do the quest with him, and decided to go off in roaming. And then he had the audacity to complain about the fact that he wasn't guided towards the main quest, when he deliberately and explicitly went out of his way to not do the main quest that he was guided towards. I'm sorry, that whole video is disingenuous, to be really blunt. In fact, I've seen several videos like that within just this last year of, I'm going to try WoW as a new player perspective. Oh, it totally sucks. Yeah, every single one of them is, I don't want to say it's grifting, but it's like, it's in that direction, right? Not enough yellow paint. It's actually worse than that, push-ups. Because he was on the quest to go do the main quest and said, nope. and then went off exploring. What's really funny is doing so actually showcased one of WoW's better features. The fact that you don't actually have to do the main quest. You can go off and do whatever. But no. Sorry, God, that video pissed me off. And of course, millions of people listen to him. Nobody listens to me. Yeah, the game held your hand pretty hard. He had to go out of it. Like I said, working as intended was my response to that. Yeah, Jawstrife Hayes at least has enough professionalism to give a real look at this frickin' game as a new player experience. Sorry, I'm double checking something really quick here. Forgive me. Here we go. There it is. Exile's Reach. That's what I wanted. Okay. Sorry. So I'm already liking the new intro better. It's more directly connected to Dragonflight. It's better constructed in general. And, as I've already pointed out, it's actually doing some honest-to-God, legitimate exposition in a way that I would consider to be good. Also, speaking of someone who will never touch Lotro again, yeah, of course Lotro's still working. The speech push-ups we'll give right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ronald Reagan. Applause. Of course he did, Umbral Magus. I don't... When did Bellular become crap? Did you notice that? It's been years now. At one point in time, he was one of the more level-headed people. He's actually arguably still one of the more level-headed people, but he is just a straight-up grifter when it comes to WoW. Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, I think? That's the name of the second one. And Final Fantasy 1. Just a pixel remaster now, because we already played the NES one. Bellular, Spartan. Thank you for being part of the show, Pelissa Snow. I mean, I disagree with Jawstrife Hayes on many things. He very recently did a video on Shadows of Undrentide. And while he absolutely had quite a few legitimate good points in that, which I agree with, it's worth noting, he tried a little bit too hard to make a point that I disagreed with in that video. But I still respect the dude, and I still think he's got way more of his head on straight than most... all MMO content creators who are not me. I love the visuals. I love it. Look at the framing. So, something I actually talked about this last time we streamed this, so forgive me for the repetition. Framing is such a valuable skill, and I am so glad that Blizzard has never forgotten that. Framing is sort of exactly what it sounds like. It's when you craft the first spot so that you see stuff that is evocative or indicative or interesting or whatever, right? So, like, if you remember, this exact spot where this Night Elf is standing was our first spot. Look at that shot for a second. Like, actually take this in. We've got the shore right here. We've got the detritus and the debris. We've got some weird kind of thing over there. Nice usage of, what's that? The 30-degree angle, whatever that's called. Evo, help me out. Like, look at that. Shunk, shunk, shunk with the mountains. We've got the shipwrecks, plural, by the way. Then we've got, we don't know this at the time, but we've got an ogre facility, ogre fortress in the distance, and a giant ogre statue back there on the left. This is a great shot. Look at that. And this is the first thing you see when popping in his new game character. But no, this WoW sucks, clearly. Let's go play BFA. Sorry. Letting it go. Okay. I'm glad to see you made it out in one piece. Judging by the nearby shipwrecks, I think it's safe to say the missing expedition ran aground here, too. We can't move until we've got the remaining survivors back on their feet. Unfortunately, our remaining supplies have been stolen by Murlocs. I need you to recover enough first aid supplies for the wounded. Then we can begin searching for the missing expedition.
Reclaim our supplies, but don't take the Murlocs lightly. They're deadly in swarms.
You got it. And it flat out, big Big, flashing movement. Look at the mini-map. Love it. Now, probably one of the biggest valid complaints I've heard about Exile's Reach is that it is too new player friendly. I don't think that's a valid complaint. I know that sounds strange. What I mean by that is this is a tutorial for people who haven't played video games before. If you remember, the very first thing it required you to do was to go into the home row. A concept most of you probably haven't even heard of at this point. But, you know, right, just to have your place sit over here. It's very, this is your first video game. Here you go. It is extremely handholdy, but it should be because it's your first video game, right? It's Super Mario Brothers 1. So, this is how you interact with things. This is how you loot. You'll notice it stopped with the loot pop-up. Did you catch that? The loot pop-up tutorial popped up twice. That I agree with, Savion. That's a valid complaint. I agree completely with that. There we go. Yeah, it's very handholdy if you already know how to play, which is why it's not designed for people who don't know how to play. No, Triaxia, and nobody cares. Alright, the biggest complaint here, and I do think this deserves a negative. In fact, I think I gave it last time. Let me double check my own notes here. Let me double check that. Hang on. Here it is. Sorry, it took me a second to find it. Thank goodness I have some really good note-taking, am I right? But yeah, the negative is you are limited in what you can customize. You'll notice I quite literally don't have an option here for anybody familiar with this game. For anybody not familiar with this game, there is supposed to be a button here called Edit. And the Edit button is supposed to allow you to edit your layout. So, so there it is. It's actually grayed out. That took a second. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, no, they disallow you from several options when you first start a brand new character, and that's not great.
The way forward will not be easy.
So hang on, let's jot this. Let's jot all this stuff down. Yeah, I'm thinking single negative. It's not the biggest problem, really, but it shouldn't be there. Or at the very least, the time in which you should gain access to things should be shoved forward, right? Level 10 is pretty much when you're finishing the entire zone. Addiction problem? I mean, people are people. People get addicted to whatever they feel like. Found this kelp. Oh. I mean, when this game came out, it was revolutionary, and that tends to hit at people's addiction receptors or whatever harder. Yeah, exactly, Maverick. I'm with you. Actually, someone track me on that. I am under the presumption that you cannot skip Exile's Reach as a brand new account. Is that still true? I know it used to be true. So, Okay, that's still correct. That's what I thought. So, yeah. Negative given. Did you recover the first aid kits? Don't take the Murlocs lightly.
We all have our goals.
Excellent work. Let's get the survivors back on their feet.
Be careful who you trust.
We have to patch up everyone before we can begin our search for the missing expedition. Take this first aid kit. Tend to the wounded.
First, we tend to the wounded. Then we'll regroup and determine our next steps.
Nasty storm. It must have hit the first boat, too.
Never seen a storm like that.
Oh. So, I'm pretty sure that's correct, Xavier. You also can't do allied races for obvious reasons, since those are unlocks.
Don't worry. We'll find the expedition.
We cannot let the world fall to darkness. I will never forget.
Wait, what?
The Alliance will endure.
Complete quests in a party under level 20 is one of the things for this month. That's funny.
A long road lies before us.
Yeah, Death Knights have been locked behind for forever. I think the requirements for that are lessened now, but I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what they are right now. Captain Garrick went ahead to find survivors. It looked like she lit a fire. Meet up there to see what she found. I'll look further into the island with survivors and the source of magic that attacked us.
Control your power, or it will control you. Meet Captain Garrick up ahead. I'm going to search the island for more survivors.
Okay, so yeah, level 10. I was going to say, I know they shoved a lot of things forward because of the new format. Because, yeah, what you're supposed to do, the intended path, the MSQ, is you get to level 10 in Exile's Reach, and then you go do Dragonflight. And everything about it guides you along that path. We'll see exactly how good of a job it does as we do this. As usual with tutorial zones, the initial mobs are yellow. Just to explain this really quickly for the approximately 3 of you who have not seen me stream this game before. Yellow mob just means they don't auto-attack you. They are neutral. You can attack them, but they will not attack you on sight, unlike a red mob, which most mobs are.
So hungry.
Uh-oh, we need to get some food.
We'll find that missing expedition.
Ilaria was a member of the Lost Expedition. I've bandaged her wounds, but she'll die if we don't get her food.
Keep your guard up. Lives depend on us.
We need to get her something to eat. By the way, yes, the voice of Captain Garrick is... oh my god, I can't think of her all of a sudden. The lady from Mass Effect. She's actually in a lot of voice acting. You hear her all over the place. And she's one of those voice actresses where she can't vary her voice, so you can always tell it's her. Anyways. Slay some of the nearby wildlife for their meat. No, not Jennifer Hale. The lieutenant. Ashley. Kimberly Brooks, thank you. Kimberly Brooks is the name I was going for. But yes, Ashley from Mass Effect. Slay some of the nearby wildlife for their meat. Bring whatever you find to cook. If we can help Ilaria regain her strength, she might be able to tell us what happened to the others. I'll stay here and help stabilize her wounds.
Don't leave your post unattended.
A little Pillars of Snow. Like, I am... So for those of you not aware, I move literally faster than epic mount speed in Remix on foot. And I'm a demon hunter, so I go even faster than that. Twice. So nothing can keep up with me in Remix. Nothing. Dude, I always appreciate you, Mr. Reed. You know that. Or maybe you don't know that. So I'm going to say that so that you know that. I'm actually still missing a few remix things, but I want to do it with a friend of mine, so I'm kind of holding off. Honestly, I agree, Xavion. I've always assumed that the Undermine thing I don't want to talk about because I don't want to spoil was a test bed for that on a tech level. We'll see. Because of how dev cycles work, we won't find out about that for like 6 months at the earliest. I think it was a really successful test. I'm pretty sure they think that too. So, we'll see. I decided to do gear last like an idiot, Pillars of Snow. I need to get a lot of bronze in the next month.
The Quillbor ambushed us.
Eat first, Ilaria. You need your strength.
She quickly eats the meat you cooked. Oh, by the light, I feel so much better. Oh, you need to keep moving. Quilboar have kidnapped others in my expedition.
The Alliance leaves no one behind.
Ilaria says the Quilboar kidnapped other members of her expedition. Chances are we'll have to brave the Quilboar's den. That's no small feat. They're more aggressive and intelligent than the Murlocs you faced earlier. I need to make sure I'm not sending you to your death. We're going to have one last sparring session.
Stay focused and sharp. Recruit. Quilboar are far deadlier than Murlocs. You need to be ready for the dangers ahead.
Sure thing, Shinran. Let me tell you something bad about WoW.
All right, let's see what you know.
I've got something. Sorry, that took me a second. It's in the best state it's literally ever been. It took me a moment, okay? It is owned by Microsoft. I was going to skip that one. But the actual worst thing about WoW right now, this is actually related to being owned by Microsoft. Their QA team has noticeably dropped off recently. Like, very noticeably. There are bugs and lack of polish everywhere.
Crusader Strike increases your holy power.
Hey, Adam Suda.
You need it to use more potent abilities. You're brimming with holy power. Use shield at the right. Fine work. A skilled paladin builds up holy power quickly, and then uses it to damage. Good. Keep using Crusader Strike to build up your holy power.
I'm trying not to talk about it. You guys asked me not to talk about it. Okay.
Power to use. Good. You're out of holy power, so use Crusader Strike to generate more.
The current AI bubble has had a demonstrable impact on making WoW worse. There.
You're getting the hang of it. Keep using Crusader Strike to gain holy power.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to explain the whys and the wherefores. I know the whys and the wherefores. I've actually studied this exact topic because obviously Microsoft owns a lot of things I care about, so I actually look into that crap.
You're ready to face the Quilboar. Let's get our people back.
I mean, it's not like they don't do no QA testing. It's just, it has dropped off. WoW has been known for polish for a long time, and that polish has been lacking. That's it.
We have a mission to accomplish.
A lot of bugs in Remix, too, I'll tell you what. Fine work, push-ups. Agreed. Let's speak with Ilari and hunt down those Quilboar.
Keep your guard up. Lives depend on us.
Greetings.
I mean, it's extremely unlikely, but I've already made peace with the fact that WoW might not survive the AI bubble collapse. And you know what? I know this is going to sound very strange, but I'm okay with that. Oh, don't mistake me. It would suck, right? But we've had a long, good run with WoW, haven't we? Right? Like, that's my mindset right now. We've had a lot of great stuff with WoW. I've had a lot of great stuff with WoW. So, yeah. If that happens, it sucks. It's not the end of the world. So, to be very clear, sorry, I should be more clear with my terminology. A lot of people think when I say WoW dying, they think I mean like the game goes off the air. Extremely unlikely. What's much more likely is they go the MMO route, which 100% of MMOs that are not the big three have gone down. 100% of them, to be very clear about this. Unless you count, like, MMOs made by one person. Those I'm not counting those, because those are kind of different. Yeah, they not only go into maintenance mode, they nickel and dime and squeeze every ounce of blood they can from the game. And it gets bad in a hurry. Probably, yeah, Tor is a good example of this. Star Trek Online is currently circling this train. Neverwinter, not Neverwinter Nights, Neverwinter, the MMO, is like a textbook example of a game that just got destroyed as far as its content and its capability of being played, how you could progress, how much you could actually do in the game, content that was actually removed from the game. It's just, they did everything wrong there to destroy that game. I think Neverwinter is still going as of this point in time, but it's dead, right? So Lotro, for example, Lotra did a weird thing. Lotra started down this spiral pretty hard. I know you weren't there for that, Mr. Red. But Lotra started going down this spiral really bad when they first introduced the cash shop. And it was very clear they were trying to just do the usual. And then something weird happened. All of the executives just started forgetting Lotra even existed. I'm being serious about this. This is not a gag or whatever, a bit. And so the devs have just been kind of over here in their office, slowly supporting the game. It's still like halfway down the spiral. It is. Lotro has a terrible, terrible monetization model, and still has many, many serious issues that would need time and money and resources in order to polish. But because no one's paying attention to the game, it's still there. It's still playable. It's still a functional MMO, unlike Neverwinter, which is just trash. Neverwinter got all the way down the spiral. It's at the very end of that. Shrug? Anyways. Umbral Magnus asked me a good question. A very, very good question. Recommendation, tips, or advice for something starting off for the very first time? I have many. But it depends entirely on you. How experienced with MMOs are you? What's your previous experience? Because, for example, I know people who are long-term players of FF14 who have never played WoW. The advice I give them is going to be very different than the advice for someone who has never played an MMO, period. Or maybe you haven't played an MMO years, or maybe you played WoW back in the day, actually not too long ago. Valerian jumped into WoW for the first time in like 10 years. And there was specific advice given to them because of that particular situation. And yeah, are you playing with someone? That's another huge thing. A co-op run is just going to be different than a solo run. And it's going to change what you want to play, right? I mean, probably Maverick. I sure hope so, Czar. Oh yeah, that's also a valid point, we'll just know. So there's a lot of questions. So Umbral Magnus, obviously, I know you play FF14. I forgot that. I apologize. I knew that. I've played with you in FF14. Good morning, Cinematic. But if you're jumping into WoW from something with experience of an MMO, let me give you a couple of tidbits. First of all, let me start by saying there are no bad classes right now. So honestly, you remember how I was at the login screen? Pick a race that looks cool and pick a class that looks cool. If it doesn't work for you, it is extraordinarily easy to swap, and there are multiple specs per class to try that out. There's also, there's a decent chance that whatever you run into is going to, at the very least, be interesting to you. So just pick something that's cool. If you want a recommendation, Paladin, Druid, or Hunter, not in that order. Yeah, classes are not bad. Also, classes are about to get an overhaul. All three of those classes are very new player friendly and can do whatever. If you want specific recommendations, I would say Bear for Druid, I would say Beastmaster for Hunter, and I would say Protection for Paladin. Okay, and that's important. That's the next important tidbit. WoW has more classes than it looks like. It looks like it has 13 classes. It actually has like 60. Each, I don't even have the talent window. When you... Hang on. I'll be right back, Mr. Red. I need to show this off, because it's better to show this off visually. That does not surprise me, Maverick, at all. That would explain why Lotro just kind of stalled instead of died. Yeah, it play until about 20. If it's not vibing with you, switch. 20 is not a big ask. Also, 20 is free. So you can play up to 20 for free. That's part of the trial. Alright. So let's... Do me a favor, Umbral Magus. Pick one of the classes I just mentioned. Druid, Hunter, or Paladin. I'll wait patiently. Very patient. Hunter. Good pick. I agree completely. So go ahead and make a Hunter. Now, here's your races. This is just the login screen push-ups. I agree, though. So, like, Hunter. There we go. Boop. So, like I said, they kind of show off a little bit of what you could do, some of the animations. You can see your character. Obviously, all these classes here. You're not going to have access to all the races. In fact, I believe up to here. So these guys right here will be what you'll have access to. You will not have the middle columns. Don't worry about that. Race is primarily cosmetic. It's what you're going to sound like. It's what you're going to look like. As you can see, it's the same armor on each race. So it's just whatever you want to feel like. So you just play around with it until you find something you like. We'll just go with the bog standard, which is actually, at this point in time, Blood Elf. No, really, I looked it up. And we'll call this the Umbral Magnus. Which is not taken. Holy crap. We'll go ahead and start over here. Start with Excel's Reach. Let me start with that. Don't start in Sunstrata Isle. Holy crap. I'm just doing this because it'll be quicker to do something. Yeah, Blood Elf, then Night Elf, then Human. So you'll see an intro, which we're going to skip. Then you'll pop in, but none of this matters. You won't see all this stuff because you won't see all these add-ons. Let's just disable all that crap. There we go. Okay, so this is what you'll see. And you'll be like, cool. Okay, do I not have access to it? Oh my god, I don't. That's actually hysterical. So you'll start your character, you'll be able to run around, and you'll gain abilities pretty rapid fire, right? You get something at level 2, 3, 4, 5. Bunch of stuff at 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you get an ability at every level up to 10. By the time you hit level 10, you're going to have most of your core kit. Then it starts to trickle out a little bit more. Like, for example, you don't have to start picking your spec stuff. Like, that's at 12, that's at 14, etc. But by the time you're at level 20, you will know what your class is. And you will know if you like it or not. That's actually one of the ways in which I personally think that WoW is actively superior to FF14. Is in FF14, you don't know if you're going to like a Dragoon until you're like level 70 something. Now, Dragoons are awesome, but you don't know that, right? Okay, let me delete this character just in case you actually want your character name back. So let's say you've made your character, you've leveled up, you've hit level 10, and then you hop on the greatest character in the world, Swiftshot. Huh? I'm not supposed to do anything till like the last Titan. What do you got me going for it? What's going on? Oh, you want me to show off my talent? Yeah, okay, let me show off talents. Okay, so these are your talents. I know this is a lot, but actually don't worry about this too much. Look at this screen instead, okay? Hunter is actually a great pick to showcase this. Beast, Marks, Survival. I know it doesn't quite look like it, but these are 3 classes. Hunter is not 1 class, it's 3. This is the most important thing to understand about playing WoW right here. You don't play a paladin, right? You don't play a dark knight. You don't play a bard. You play a beast mastery hunter, a marksmanship hunter, or a survival hunter. You with me? And each of these, I know, right, Uthor? Each of these plays very, very differently. I'll use some specifics. I'm not going to give you a full info dump. I know you don't want it. Beast Mastery is very pet-focused. You have big pets, you have pet buffs, you have lots of pets. You can have lots of ways to affect the enemy that doesn't involve you. Marksman is very focused on rapid-fire hits, ranged hits, sniper hits. They have a talent, for example, that lets their very, very first hit do tons of damage. So, like, to an enemy that has more than 90% health. Stuff like that. Survival is actually what we are right now. It's a melee. Survival is hard to explain because it's a melee hunter, but it's kind of awesome. It's hard to put into words. Survival is about doing stuff that lets you do stuff that lets you do stuff. Foosh, 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 foosh. Make sense? That's the most professional explanation I could give of survival hunter right there. Foosh, 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 foosh. It flows wonderfully into itself. Yeah, no, it's great. It is absolutely great. It's Survival Hunter is fantastic if it's not obvious. Anyways, So, pick a class, pick a spec. You can switch specs like this, to be clear. You're locked in as a hunter. You have to re-roll a character if you want to make something other than hunter. But you see those 3 specs? I could just become a Beastmaster spec right now. Boop. You see this? Bam. I am now a Beast Hunter. Just like that. It takes 1 button press, and then there I am. Boom. Done. You may have not noticed my bar changed. My abilities changed. All of that. You can switch between your specs at will as long as you are out of combat. So do not stress the spec. It is quick and easy to change. And if you want to change your talents, it is quick and easy to change your talents. This right here, this is the best feature of WoW. I mean that with sincerity. I will not gush too much about it. But the biggest piece of advice I have for a new player is don't stress it. If you don't like something, you can undo it. Like that. If you aren't sure of what you want to do, there's a starter build built into the system. If you just want to have a default loadout, you can. If you just want to pick something that looks cool, you can. Don't stress it. Okay? So, pick one of the 3 classes. Play it around. See if you're having fun with it. Don't stress about the spec. Now, let's talk about Lord Haramont's advice, which was, yeah, there's also the rotation assist, which is right there. It's that button right there in the upper right. The starter builds are kind of bad. I actually agree with that, as weird as that sounds, because they shouldn't be that good. They're not supposed to be good. They're there to make it so that you don't have to think about your build. They're there for people who have not played the game before, right? You don't want a hyper-optimized build when you're playing for the first time, right? Like, yeah, it's duh. Anyways, so, Lord Haramont says if you play a new player, get out of the tutorial zone, reach your capital, and if you have choice paralysis, go to Dragon Isles. Absolutely. As we will show off, let's go ahead and get back to push-ups here. As we will show off, when we finish Exile's Reach, which is going to be your tutorial zone, when you finish it, you're going to end up in your capital city, which is going to be Stormwind or Orgrimmar. From there, you will have a quest. You should have a quest. I shouldn't say that. You should have a quest that says, go to Dragonflight. And then you should go do Dragonflight. That's it. That's my advice for jumping into it. Apparently you get dumped right into the Dragon Isles. That's even better. That means that idiot who did that stupid video was even dumber than I thought he was, or more of a grifter. Take your pick. Anyways. Yes, that still pisses me off. So, yeah, that's my advice. Pick a class that looks cool. Pick a race that looks cool. Sit down, play around with it, go through some of this stuff. Enjoy some of it or don't. If it doesn't vibe with you, switch. Don't stress the talents, and go ahead and just progress Dragonflight's main quest. I think that kind of covers everything, honestly. But I'm gonna list one last piece of advice, and this is gonna sound strange, but bear with me on this, okay? Something I've noticed in the last, I'd say about 2 or 3 years of WoW's history is that the community has kind of gotten a lot more awesome. This isn't even anecdotal. I mean, it kind of is, because I can't have absolute information, but I have heard the same input from everyone. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, Udor, but most of the players are pretty chill. So don't be ashamed or afraid to reach out to people. And don't be a dick, right? Rule 0. Correct, Lord Haramont. Absolutely correct. Moving on.
It is good to see you.
The Quillbor kidnapped the rest of the expedition and took them to the north. I heard the mention of needing more sacrifices for a ritual. Please, you must rescue them. Where have you been? Sorry, I had to show off what a hunter was.
Farewell.
I had to talk contact. Swift shot.
With the others. Ilaria, recover your stamina before pushing forward.
Yeah, I can't imagine ever telling someone to go watch Star Trek and not watch all of it from the beginning, Ross. That's just life, dude. I hate to say it that way. That's just life at this point in time. We've had so many franchises. Think about movies, too. We've had so many franchises that are so old and have been around for so long that it's just...
The Quillbore are conducting some sort of ritual.
That it's just kind of beneficial to recommend people have a starting point, rather than jumping back to the beginning. True, Ross. But it's still true. Like, this, it's the exact same reason why I recommend that. Oh, hang on. Neck. Oh, there we go. Okay, hang on. That's a valid thing to bring up, though, Ross. As insane, nightmarish, and horrifically toxic of a thing is, that's still a very valid thing to bring up. Sorry, I shouldn't joke. Yeah, exactly, Uthor. A lot of people... I mentioned this on Discord just last night. A lot of people have this thing, and it is a thing. Yeah, don't start Doctor Who with the first Doctor. Where a lot of people want to start at the beginning. And to be clear, I don't recommend that in almost any case of anything ever. Movies, shows, books, or games. So if you are playing WoW for the first time and you really want to start from the beginning, first of all, and I'm just going to say this as nicely as I can, don't. However, if you want to, there are ways to do that. They are going to involve jumping through some hoops. This is your Guidance 6-1. So there's a character, it's actually, I don't think I can even show it on this guy. There's a character in both of the major capital cities, which is Orgrimmar and Stormwind. They're visible on the minimap. They're nice, big, obvious hourglass, okay? And that giant hourglass is someone you could talk to and say, hey, would you like to try some of the older content? And then you can actually select, and it's in order. So you can actually go back, and then you can go, and you could play BC, and you could play Wrath, and it's all there, except for the stuff that was ripped out. Yes, I know that doesn't sound like a big praise. I'm still pissed about it. I'm not trying to defend it. It's stupid that they ripped out content out of this game, but you can still go back and see 99% of all of the old content if you really want to. So my recommendation still stands, Ross. You should go, if you're a brand new player, you should go play Dragonflight. Dragonflight is a soft reboot. So in addition to being a good launching point, like TNG Season 3, it's kind of a soft reboot of the whole franchise, like TNG Season 3, now that I'm thinking about that. And if you want to go back to the older stuff, you can. It's just going to involve some legwork.
Counting on us. Aim true. Keep your chin up.
From what I can gather, the Quillbore are performing a shadow ritual on one of the expedition members. Their chief is Geolord Grekog. He's the one who seeks to drain the life from our friend. Slay Grekog. Save the captive member of the expedition. He may know where the others were taken.
The hunt goes on.
No, of course not, Ross.
Keep your chin up.
I feel like I don't understand your complaint here. Okay, so let's go back to Star Trek. If you start at TNG Season 3, A, does any of the Star Trek before that not matter? But B, like I'm saying this wrong. I can't even explain this because I don't understand your point. What is your point? I give up. I throw in the towel. Yeah, you don't need to know James Kirk. You don't need to know the fact that he was a geek. You don't need to know the fact that Spock was half human. You don't need to know the lore of Trek to jump into TNG Season 3. It's a soft reboot. TNG Season 3, that's very designed. I've thought about that for years. It's a great introduction to Trek, in addition to being seminal. It's very Trek. So it is a great launching point to understand what Trek is. Yeah, do you need to read the Horus Heresy to play Dawn of War? Of course you don't. Now, one thing I do understand, and I didn't realize this until this year. Who the hell is that? Who is that? Okay. Who is that? Identify your smell. Sorry. One thing I didn't realize until this year was how much better modern WoW is than previous WoW. Like, BFA and Legion and, like, Kata and Pandaria, you know, Warlords to an extent. They're good, asterisk, 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 right? Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. And the number of asterisks varies, but there's always asterisks there. Dragonflight is good and statement. If that makes any kind of sense. And so that is something I never really fully processed until this year, until we sat down and we actually reviewed this sucker. For those of you who haven't seen the lineup here, let's get some golden numbers really quick. So BC got negative 304. This is actually bronze number, I think. What do I call these? I have a different term for this. Yeah, bronze number. That's right. So BC had a negative 304, which is terrible, by the way. Wrath got an 84, which is actually really bad for an MMO. Kata got 483. Pandaria got a 644. Warlords got 192. Legion got a 380. BFA got a 320. Shadowlands got a negative 30. That is very all over the place. Dragonflight got 1,771. Yeah, the arc is hilarious. In fact, did I set up that sheet? I think I did. I might not have. It's fine. You might even say it was the Expedition 33 of WoW. Looks like I did not set up an arc for that. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. Even a Warcraft on here. So, it's just... Yeah, I didn't put any dealer's choice into this at all, Chill Pangolin. Just to flex on that for a second. I'm proud of y'all. But yeah, the jump in quality is so enormous. It is so absolutely gargantuan that it's difficult to properly enunciate. It's a good thing I came up with an entire system specifically designed to do exactly that. That's the jump up. It's over double. The highest scoring expansion prior to this is actually Pandaria, which makes sense. 644. 644 is almost a third the score of Dragonflight. By the way, I actually forgot to do this. I even have it up over on the side. I apologize, everyone. Shoutouts and thank you to the people who funded this, including but not limited to Atal Hakar 86, Ismira Star, Bragwin, Corey, Creamy Cream, Psycloud, D20 Archon, Doom Rider 56, Dream Whisperer, Game Geek 5698, Huthor, Catabo, Kira White Noise, Cloden, Lita Fairy, Lunaruth, MPPY, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton, Mr. Red 97, Papaneeks, Fife 9, Pokemibo, Shepherd 55, Spartan J42, Wenlock, Wolfmus, Mook GB, the person who put this game on the list, Magister of Quel'Thalas, and our two majority shareholders, which are Maverick and Valerian. Thank you all of you very, very much. I should probably mention, and I swear at some point I'll actually play the stupid starter zone here. For me, I kind of had the opposite. A lot of people had a honeymoon with Dragonflight. I didn't. I had the exact opposite of that. Shadowlands was so bad on so many levels, fundamentally. Keeping in mind, I didn't do the good parts of Shadowland, right? The patch content. I didn't even get that far. I put WoW down mid-Shadowlands, remember? That when I jumped into Dragonflight, because I just skipped Shadowlands, I was so ready to hate the game that every time it did anything wrong, I would jump on it. It was the exact inverse of a honeymoon, right? I don't know what that's called. I don't know what the term is for that. So I actually, if you remember, wasn't very impressed with Dragonflight launch. Because I was just like, it did this one thing wrong. Therefore the entire... Yeah, it was the beaten dog thing. It was just, Yeah, I kind of hate played it. And I was just like, and it's worth noting, though, that the new talent tree was a big contributor for me actually deciding to go ahead and give it a real additional shot. Because it's a really good talent tree. And I loved dragon flying, and I loved some of the individual things, but like the whole time I just had this generally negative opinion. So I put it down, and remember, I didn't pick it up again until I think it was Zaralek was coming out. And then I got to the new MSQ, the patch MSQ, which is really, really good. That was finally my honeymoon period, where it was just like, hold up. Is WoW good again? No, see, WoW wasn't good again. WoW was good for the first time. Alright. Starter zone.
What can I do for you?
Quillbore are primitive and savage. They rarely practice any magic other than geomancy. But these particular Quillbore seem to be dabbling in shadow magic. It must be stopped. Slay the Quillbore in the den. They cannot spread their magic in the land.
The hunt goes on.
That's hysterical, Luthor. I did not know that. I knew they'd been working on housing under the hood for years, so that makes sense. Because that's a huge mechanism system being grafted onto the game. Okay, so let's talk about the game we're doing and the tutorial of it.
The Geolord will not lose.
So, first of all, we went from Murlocs to random mobs, just beasts, and now we're up to Quillbores. Escalation. This is actually something I talked about last time we did this. You'll also notice they're all red mobs now, so they're going to aggro on sight. Now, we're a paladin, so we're fine.
Witness our power. Our tribe will surrender power.
Wait. There's an ogre. And there's an ogre who he draws your attention 3 separate ways. First of all, he's an ogre. Second of all, he's talking. Third of all, if you notice in the minimap up here, he's actually highlighted on the minimap because he's listed as a rare.
No sacrifice.
Listen, those poor Murlocs. Nobody respects. Nobody respects.
Sacrifice.
One of the days we'll have playable Murlocs.
Ritual.
So he drops a loot item, which if you look at it, says, Go Overseer's Mandate. Gorgor says you got a boss to bore people around good. Yeah, thanks. It also tells you how to equip stuff. He is guaranteed to drop something. So we now have a new piece of gear. More tutorialiness. Oh, he's dead right now. I mean, most races, we've talked about this concept, most races get the focus in like one expansion. We just had one, War Within and the Kobolds, arguably also the Goblins, and the Ethereals, and the Brokers. But anyways, the main one I wanted to focus on was the Kobolds. Kobolds have been around since Warcraft 3.
Intruders. You will be our next sacrifice.
And the point is, the Kobolds were kind of redeemed by War Within.
I knew the Alliance would rescue us. Let's get out of here.
For the Alliance. By the way, all this land, this is ours now. We found oil, so. Yeah, the Centaurs and the,
I'm relieved you made it out alive. Do you know where to find the rest of the expedition?
I'm not sure, but I know how we can find out.
I mean, exactly, Xavion. That is an improvement. That is the exact point I'm making. No, the Horde are here too. They just have slightly different NPCs. But yeah, Dragonflight did this to the Centaurs, taking the Centaurs and turning them into an interesting race. And it also did some work for the Gnolls and the Tuskar. Took me a second there. Good luck, Lord Aramont. You're gonna need it.
You've got my attention.
Nice, our first green gear, by the way, which has stats. And this tells us how we can now mouse over and blah, blah, blah.
Fame true.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for telling me how to equip gear.
Necromancy is nothing next to technology.
Hey! Thanks for saving my life. And they said this would be a run-of-the-mill, uneventful expedition, and it definitely was not. Not like the last 32 expeditions.
Let me know how it goes.
You look like a dwarf that needs help finding scattered members over the expedition. Luckily, you have happened to rescue the one and only Lindy Springstock, inventor extraordinaire. I've got my Scout-O-Matic 5000 all set to go. It'll fly up into the air and let you scout the entire area. I'll let you do the honors. Use my Scout-O-Matic and let's find the rest of the expedition.
I brought along a miniaturized Scout-O-Matic 5000. Let's just unshrink it. Whoops, too big. A slight adjustment, and... There! Just right. Give it a try. Come in. It seems the Scout-O-Matic 5000's camera is working as expected.
If it has a camera, why did we just send that recruit up there?
As a backup, of course. What if the machine were to break? We wouldn't be able to see. I mean, I doubt anything of the sort will happen. Just don't jostle it around too much.
That's a lot of zombies.
Hold a moment. I see... Rathion?
No!
Puny dragon, with the power of your soul, we will control the Blue One.
His name is Calicos, you insufferable oaf. Release me or suffer the consequences.
We have other rituals to oversee. Savor the final moments of your life.
I like this camera angle thing. But yeah, Rathion, you got captured by an ogre. That's on you, buddy. Now that we know who Rathion is, obviously.
We need to break the binding spell on Rathion. I'll clear out the undead with my magic.
Or science. The resizer can enlarge one of the nearby boars so it can trample all of those monsters flat.
Do it. We have no time to spare if we're to rescue both Rathion and Calicos.
I'm really not mad sure. But actually, did you notice there was some good exposition there for a second? No, really, did you? So there's a dude, and it's clearly a dude, being held in some kind of magical trap. And the ogre specifically referred to him as a dragon. Now, obviously, in most fiction, dragons can warp into humans and vice versa, but like it's just a nice, quick indicator of the oh god, what do they call it? The visage concept. We know now that Rathion is a dragon. There's a chance we didn't notice the names of the dragons flying alongside us in the boat earlier. You notice Rathion and Calicos were both there. But if you didn't notice that, that's Rathion. He's a dragon. He's going after the Blue One, who is named Calicos, who is also a dragon. Quick, dirty, in-character exposition. Enjoy the bacon, enjoy the cake. I'll see you at push-ups.
We'll show these ogres the power of science.
Forgotten Realms comes to mind immediately, Xavier.
Take it easy. And always take samples.
Well, yeah, obviously, take samples. The resizer 9.0.1 barely works on inanimate objects. I have no idea what it'll do to organic matter, but if we do nothing, Rathion will die. Desperate times call for desperate experimental science. Take the resizer 9.0.1. I'll follow you around and calibrate it. We're gonna whip up a giant boar. Okay.
One giant boar coming up. Let's just calibrate the resizer.
And here's how to use a quest item.
Whoops, too small. Let's see. Turn this dial. Okay, try it now. Yikes! Ooh, that won't do it all. Here, try again.
Thank you for not using that on me.
I will do what I can.
I never thought I'd be so relieved to face a giant, scientifically enhanced boar.
I know what must be.
We don't know how long the resizing will last, so let's get moving. You're going to ride this giant boar and mow down the army of undead between us and Rathion. The large ones are pulsing with shadow magic. If you kill them, I bet they'll take out enemies near them. Let's hope Rathion is willing to help us find Calicos.
Be careful who you trust.
Whee! And so we're given an idea of what vehicle quests are. Goodbye. What? Okay. Are you okay, Mr. Boar? I'm gonna assume that's a yes. It's one-headed ogre, by the way. Rathian, this is your fault. Just saying.
Is there something you wish to discuss?
You cannot use items shown in red. But I can use both! It's about time someone showed up. I almost thought I'd have to rescue myself. We're going tank, so we'll do a mace.
Every action.
Ah!
Kalecgos is here somewhere, captured in his dragon form. These idiotic ogres are trying to start a ritual to gain control of him and his magic. And there it is. Kalecgos and his power will be theirs if these rituals finish.
I will do what I can to slow down their magic while our forces disrupt these foul rituals. We will not let Kalecgos fall to such beasts. For the Alliance!
For Azeroth?
I'll do what I can to forestall the ritual, but don't keep me waiting. I would hate to get captured again.
What's an Azeroth? Valid? Would be an interesting way to introduce the concept of Azeroth. Oh, there's Rathian. Bye, Rathian. Do I have access to my mounts? Oh, I do. I can't ride them, though. Aww. Just gonna pull that out for no reason. Yeah, she's just being imagined. Look, you can actually see the shots arcing over there into the ritual. They actually are going to the ritual spot. That's kind of impressive, actually.
We have a mission to accomplish.
Quartermaster Richter was able to scavenge supplies from the wreckers on the island. Why don't you visit her, see if she has anything you need? You need to be well equipped for whatever we encounter next.
We'll meet again.
There was a plot here. It was very baby's first adventure kind of a plot. There were some local ogres and some necromancy, and that was honestly kind of it. Literally the last patch, which at this point I believe was 2 weeks ago, extremely recently, this all got an overhaul.
Good day to you.
Do you seriously want me to buy the tabard? Fine. Whatever. Here's how you buy, here's how you sell.
Safe travels.
8 days ago. My bad. It was last week. It's been a long week. I guess it's because we smashed out so many games. Think about it. How many games did we play in the last week? All stocked up? Great. Private Cole and Corps Master Rick also found this bag.
Best of luck to you.
I have more inventory space. Yeah, the overhaul seems to be purely on the narrative axis, so we could probably leave the gameplay axis alone for the review. Of course, Crazy Norse. There's no two factions, really, at this point in the game. Oh yeah, one more piece of advice. Your faction doesn't matter nearly as much as it used to, the Horde or Alliance. So there are a few specific expansions with a few specific zones that have faction-specific content. All of that is in the older stuff. All of it. And when I say older stuff, I mean you have to go back as far as BFA. So like BFA has some different stuff. Legion has like one zone that's barely different depending on your faction. Warlords has like 3 zones that are different depending on your faction, etc., etc. Right? Like it is not that big of a deal. And Yeah, Kata has a lot, because Kata included vanilla. BC has a couple, and Wrath has a few. But the older you go, the more the faction matters. That's what that boils down to. But the important part is that you can group into a guild regardless of your faction. Now, you want to group, if you're grouping with someone, if you're playing with someone, you want to play on their, whatever faction they are, because you want to be able to access the same quests as they do. And there are, I think, like 2 limitations right now between the factions. One is you can't do LFG stuff, which I can't even show you because I don't have access to it. And the other has to do with the quests I just mentioned. I think that's it at this point. Everything else you can do cross-faction. So don't stress too much your side. Just pick whatever you want to, or pick whatever your friend wants to, or figure it out between yourselves. Right? Moving on. Found something strange while using Lindy's Scout-O-Matic you should probably know about. Ghost of a paladin appeared on the hill nearby. She looked straight at the Scout-O-Matic and asked for you. I don't understand a lot about paladins in the light, but I think you may not want to ignore her.
Ask that paladin's ghost if the light could lend us a hand.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, pick your race based on aesthetics. That's all the race really matters for. Unless you're doing the most min-maxy of PvP and or high-end raiding, your race does not matter. It is cosmetic. Hey, Dragon Player. Captain Garrick wants us to search west of the camp for any of the members of the expedition. Alaria and the others will go on ahead. Meet me to the west. We'll see what we can find.
All right, let's see what we can find.
Unless you pay a poker.
You're a true hero.
We need to find the remaining survivors of my expedition before the ogres sacrifice them through the dark ritual. I saw one of the survivors being dragged away by some harpies. They were roost to the north. Keela and I will meet you up there with a scouting report.
Stay away from dark magic. Keela and I will scout ahead. We'll meet you to the north, just outside the Harpy Den.
True. That's actually valid, Lord Harrimont. So, you remember how I mentioned that faction can determine some of your content? Race can determine very, 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 very small amount of the content you have access to. There are portions of zones you can only do if you are a given race, is how I'm going to phrase that. Oh, wait, I should do the class quest. Whatever. I'm right over here. I like all the spider webs. That's terrible.
A plant when this blows over.
Yeah, like, so, yeah, if you're playing a Goblin, you get to see Kazan. If you're playing a Worgen, you get to see Gilneas. If you're playing a Pandaren, you get to see the Wandering Isle. Stuff like that. If you're playing a Death Knight, you get to see the attack on the place I can't think of the name of right now. Heritage quests is the other thing I was thinking of. That's part of the content as well.
Watch yourself out there.
But I'm going to be real. You probably shouldn't take any of that into account when making your race. Just to be blunt about that. So, whatever technicality that is brought up to this, let's be clear. You should just play the race that looks cool. Whatever it is you want to play. You should not be thinking, oh man, I'm not going to be able to do those first 2 Blood Elf quests if I make a Draenei. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. You shouldn't be thinking, I only get to do this heritage quest if I play a human. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Play whatever you want to.
I shouldn't have left Ironforge.
A giant pit of spiders right on our doorstep. Won't be the lucky ones.
Hope you make it back in one piece.
I mean, this is the best game ever made, Morgan. I don't know what you want from me. Yes, you asked, if you want to play Wrath, how do you do it? Okay. Are you Horde or Alliance? Blood Elf Paladin. You're playing aliens? Wait, which race has the most aliens in it? Which faction? That's an interesting question. Hang on. So, let's see. Native, alien, native, kind of, native, alien, Native. Okay, so there's only 2 aliens on the Alliance. That's actually interesting. And they're both, like, variants of each other. On the Horde, we have alien, native, native. So, actually, the Alliance... Oh, no, it's tied. It's tied. I forgot about the Magkar. That's funny. So there's Orcs and Magkar, and then there's Draenei and Lightforged Draenei. 2 aliens on both sides. They're tied. That's funny. And yeah, they're both variants. That's even funnier. Anyways, so you're playing as the Alliance. So let's go ahead and get an Alliance character. Yeah, the Draenei are literally space travelers. Yeah, the Magkar are like time travelers. Time evacuees. Might be a better word there. Okay, so you're playing a new Alliance character, and you really want to play Wrath. Okay, no problem. Oh, it's not visible here. You know what? I can fix that. I just love my Hearth animation, by the way. It fits the void also well. By the way, this is the character we're playing in Midnight. So I hope you like Gailota. Here we go. If you're wondering why we're playing this character in Midnight, then you were not paying attention. Also, it's a warrior, so that should be cool. Love the music of the Telagros Rift. Yeah, I've actually already decided, barring some exceptions for side content, we're playing Gailota for Midnight, and God willing, we'll be playing Swiftshot for the Last Titan. So we're in Stormwind, right? Here's Chromie. She's right here. I'm weirded out that she's not showing up on my map. She should. I've tested this. She should be visible on my map. Maybe it only shows you for lower level? That's a change if that's true. Please get some food, Evo. Anyways, Eleazar. Oh, that's a good point. Well, yeah, she won't let you. In fact, there's some weird asterisk. It's 69 is the level. Or 79? 68, excuse me. It's 68. 68 is the last level. But anyways, Eleazar. So you go talk to her. This is Chromie right here. I should have low level stuff on. I don't, actually. Still in charge. Whatever. Doesn't matter. She's right here. She's up here by the embassy. You talk to her, she will pop up an interface that says, would you like to go to one of the other expansions? She will then put you into a unique form of the game in which you will be... Wrath will be at the level for you. It will scale to your level, is what I mean by that. If that makes sense. So then she'll give you a quest, which is a go-to, a vector quest, which will tell you how to get to Wrath, and then you go play Wrath. That's it. By the way, for anybody wondering, including people who want to play everything, this is how you do all of the expansions prior to Dragonflight. You talk to Chromie, she says, let's go do this. Here's how time walking works. We're done. There are asterisks here. As I mentioned, this caps out at level 68. So that's a problem for various reasons. But it is nevertheless something you can do, especially on a new character. If you want to do Wrath Classic, you're on your own. I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. Also, I don't think it exists anymore, because we're up to Pandaria now. Moving on. Back to push-ups. HWT, Magister? TMA. Heroic World here. Huge thumbs up from me. It's not the best thing they added in Lemix, but it's a good thing. That is a long and complicated question, Lizar. Yeah, by the way, you can also just go do Wrath. The purpose of Chromie is A, to give you the vector quest to get out there, in case you don't know what you're doing, and B, to scale it to you. Nothing is preventing you from just going and doing Wrath, or BC, or Kata, or any expansion that is not vanilla. The winds whisper of people being trapped in the pit. It seems there may be more members of the expedition within. I fear it will be up to you to take the descent and save the survivors. There should be 6 in total, though the winds say that the one's farther than the others.
Good luck! Those survivors are counting on you.
Rescue anyone you can find.
Yeah, if you take a level 80 to Wrath, which you can do, by the way, you will absolutely obliterate everything, because you're level 80 and they're level, like, 30, I want to say. Anyways, I've decided for the sake of expediency, and the fact that I've been too slow, I apologize for that, I'm going to stop reading quests out loud unless they're different. Because so far, most of the individual quests haven't been. Ignore the spiders. It's cool. It's cool. Oh god, they're gonna eat my brains! Okay, okay. I suppose since I have nothing else to do right now, I should explain what's going on with the classic thing. So for whatever reason, they've had this strange, and I do stress, strange approach to the classics. So there's Classic, which is still just sitting there. You can just play vanilla, and that just sits there forever. And then there's what's effectively the progression server. I forget what it's called. EverQuest has this concept where it goes through each of the expansions in order. That's why I said they're up to Pandaria right now, is because they've been going through each of the expansions in order. So right now the progression classic is up to Pandaria. Sense make?
Is someone there? Help! Elune, guide them to me.
I'm coming. Jeez Louise. So yes, Wrath Classic is gone. We're past it.
I will harvest your life force, and then those who sealed me in here shall burn.
By the light.
You will be kindling for the flame.
You saved my life. Allow me to return the favor. Hop on.
Okay, let's go.
Elune, please shield us from harm.
But I'm gonna be as
Hey, little spiders.
I'm gonna be as nice about this as I possibly can. If you want to play classic, that's up to you. Do not ask me anything about it. I got nothing nice to say there. I'm glad it exists, and I am.
These poor creatures.
That's as good as it gets.
Stop to help them.
See, that's what I wanted them to do, Xavion. Keeping in mind, I hate Classic and don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. I still think they should have kept one per expansion. Right? Now, here's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Good job saving those people and dealing with those spiders.
Those spiders were victims too. They just lost their home.
Poor spiders.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could see it that way.
Frickin' druids, am I right?
You should have known better than to say that to a druid.
You were just telling me how much you hate spiders.
The light shines on all creatures. That does not mean I have to like them.
Oh, dude, Kraken-san. You remember when they had that go do Pandaria classic starter zone to get a mount? Pandaria, mind you, one of the more modern WoW expansions of the old stuff. You know, the good expansion. That sucked. Going back to Pandaria Classic sucked so hard. Oh, it was awful. It was miserable. I mentioned at the time, honestly, the actual Classic, you know, Vanilla Classic, was less awful than Pandaria. For reasons I'll explain in a second.
We have a mission to accomplish. We'll meet again.
I actually already did that, thanks.
We'll see our way through this.
Tutorial on how repairs work, by the way. Yeah, I did it for the mount. So to explain, you're probably thinking, how can, like, Classic Vanilla be worse than, like, Pandaria Classic? Well, it's very simple. It's the same reason why, in some cases, playing a really, really, really old game is not as bad as playing an old game. I'm sure you've seen examples of this before. In fact, you've probably seen a bunch of examples of this across the years. The old game kind of had to make up for a lot of its deficiencies by doing something. And you just kind of get into that mindset of, oh, okay, I have to go jump through all these hoops to play it. Sure, fine. But then the old game started having quality of life features, but didn't finish having quality of life features, right? Where is this? Oh, it's down there. So it's like wonky. It's lopsided. There's a lot of dead ogres in here. My God. And cockroaches. That's pretty gross. Cool. I'm just gonna grab this really quick. Don't mind me. Yes, thank you. I understand that I have gear. Yeah, see, I was trying to think of a really solid example of what I just mentioned. Honestly, I have a feeling we'll run into that when it gets to Age of Empires 2 as well, but that's not really relevant. I don't know. I can't think of an example right now. I'm sorry. I have failed you. I'm going to let it go. So I have what I think is a paladin quest up here. I don't remember if other classes have a quest in this area. Oh my god, I am so slow. I like the running animations of Dwarf, though. It's actually pretty good. Don't worry, we'll be playing a Dwarf a lot over the next couple of days. Oh man, burritos. Oof. I guess I do have the chauffeur. And it is faster. Literally. You're not in league with the ogres. Please, you must aid me. I've been bound against my will by dark magic. I ask only that you free me. Take a piece of my light and use it to dispel the shadow energies keeping me captive.
Dispel the foul magic that binds me here.
Sure thing, Chris Metzen.
I attempted to bring an end to these rituals.
Step forward, Paladin. The light will aid you in your time of need.
Hang on. One thing at a time.
But the ogres ensnared me, drained my power.
WoW has spaceships, Kay.
Free me so I might recover and pass some of my power to you.
I'm actually not sure if that's Metzen now that I'm hearing that.
The spell is weakening. The light returns to me. Ah, freedom. You have my gratitude.
You're welcome.
The light endures.
The next 10 minutes, we have move speed increase.
Paladin, the light will aid you in your time of need.
Aw. So now I have Invuln. This island has been cursed by necrotic magic. Which, hey, it's the new graphic. New. It's BFA at this point. Call upon its divine shield to step through the barrier and destroy this vile altar.
Divine shield will protect you against the altar's dark magic.
Also, small little tidbit, you probably didn't even notice that, so... Here's the ghost of the woman who's telling us how to get through this barrier. There's her body at the barrier. My task fulfilled.
Light be with you, brave paladin.
But to answer you, Kate, a lot of people tend to forget. Yeah, now I can resurrect her. A lot of people tend to forget that this franchise has had submarines since Warcraft 2.
Are holding one of your people captive.
Like, technology is nothing new to Warcraft. Submarines. Come on.
We have to rescue my friends. Be careful out there.
Nothing new.
Stay away from dark magic.
Yep, and helicopters. Oil rigs, helicopters, and submarines. Yeah. Gyrocopters go back to Warcraft 2. They were the scout unit for the Alliance.
Stay focused.
Let's deal with those harpies. I just hope Merity is okay.
She will be. Come on.
Yeah, the Horde had the Zeppelin unit. And yeah, so I mentioned this when we were playing through Warcraft 1. Warcraft 2 was the very beginning of Warcraft as a setting. So, if you want to get traditionalist, that's what you go back to, right? That's as far back as you can go. I just mentioned it because it's always fascinating to me how many things are in Warcraft 2 that have retained since. Yeah, the gnomes have been the Air Force for a long time, which makes sense because that's literally how we were introduced to gnomes existing. I need to kill some stuff. Gnomes have been interesting a few times. I actually rather liked their heritage quest. I love their heritage armor. Unrelated.
More for dinner.
Lady, I'm a dwarf. I'm not going to be a very filling meal. I'm sorry. Now, you know the only race I've never found particularly interesting in this setting? I shouldn't say never. Rarely found interesting. Humans. And these aren't, like, typical humans in any sense. I still don't find them too super interesting.
There! Come on! Let's get out of here while we can!
Oh, it's crazy, Kay. I have seen people who are, actually learned and skilled in artwork, people who've gone to college for art, who look at Blizzard's art design in WoW and are just gobsmacked by it. And, yeah.
I'll try my best to help. Watch out for ogres.
Okay, so notice we went up to harpies, by the way, after dealing with quillboars.
You're a true hero.
I don't know, Dream Whisperer.
Be careful out there. The captain will be thrilled. Let's get back to camp and deliver the good news.
I've noticed something interesting. So we did this during the run earlier this year as we kept playing around with what the term is humble mogs, where you try to look more down tier than like super fancy amazing stuff. More and more I've noticed. Oh.
All thanks to this recruit.
Good work. Now get some rest. We'll find the others soon.
The more and more lately, they've been adding more and more humble mods, like more gear that is of that style. So it's clear they've recognized that people like that kind of stuff and been adding it. I just wanted to comment on that because I've noticed that this last year and it's been kind of cool. Anyways.
We have a mission to accomplish.
Leg guards. Okay.
Best of luck to you. Let's move. We need to put a stop to that ritual before it's too late.
True Whisper. It's an interesting way to put that. Yeah, I remember when everyone wanted to look as edgy as possible. And yeah, I was there. I was there too.
We cannot let the world fall to darkness.
We need to get inside Dark Maul Citadel, rescue the captain of the expedition, and stop the ogre behind all this. Meridy's going to cast an illusion to make you look like an ogre, and you're going to take us in as prisoners. I'll be hiding my efforts to suppress the shadow magic in the meantime. Speak with Meridy when you're ready.
A single spark can set the world aflame.
Oh, those ogres won't know what. If you feel a strange tingle, that means the illusion is working.
All right, recruit. Just act like an ogre and get us inside the Citadel.
Roar.
Don't use big words. In fact, don't say anything at all. Just smile and wave.
Roar. True, Uthor.
More sacrifices! Go to cooking pit! Wave at Warcraft! Show what you got!
Keep moving. Let's see what we can learn about the ritual.
Dude, I think Warcraft 2 looks good today, so I'm with you on that, Kay. You might even say I might say. Sorry.
What do we have here? All the sacrifices we thought we lost.
Wave.
Take them to the back. We'll seal them with the wardstones, like we did their leader.
By the way, there's your two-headed.
It's time to complete the ritual atop the Citadel. Then all will bow before us.
I love the names here, by the way. Wug, Grunk, Jugdug. The Ogre Chef is going to take them to the flavor place. Yeah, our name is Push-Ups. Fits.
Captain Kelra. No, no, no. How can we break these seals?
How about we break them?
Always a way, Henry.
Seriously, can we just break them?
The way forward will not be easy. I will never forget.
Together, we'll see our way through this.
Okay, so we're going to go knock over some catapults.
Have to rescue my friends.
Kill some ogres. Take out some runes. I'm actually going to wait, because I think Mr. Red and Spartan are doing side quests. Yep. And we want to be synced up for the dungeon that's at the end of this. I've only done this dungeon with another player once. So I'm going to be right back. That's goal, Spartan. Yes. Sorry, Huthor. Yes, we are. Hey, Colgrim. Welcome to Not Guild Wars 2. Oh, looks like you're both here. Perfect. So some of these should share while Mr. Ed is stirring chili. lost my run buff. I'm all sad. I guess I use my chauffeur. Let's go. We are pretty close to level 10. Let's see if this shares.
Wug!
Wug?
Wug. Wug.
Wug. Okay, looks like he has to loot. Alright, let's kill some stuff. That should share. Okay, that did share. Well, we can't roam too far because Mr. Red's way up there. So, let's just kind of try and grab one from up here. Damn right, I am the Wug Runner. Yeah, by the way, did you catch that some of the music here is literally remixes of Warcraft 2 music? Okay. It's... Remix might not even be doing the right word at this point. It contains motifs from Warcraft 2 music. Might be a better way to phrase that. That's right, the Wug Runner. No. No, Buthor, I did not. That makes perfect sense, though. Because, so something I discovered, as we were going through for the run, is that the Kultiran BFA quests were very much a follow-through of Warcraft 2. Like, directly a follow-through of Warcraft 2. So it makes sense that they have a musical homage there as well. Or adaptation, excuse me. Yeah. Let me jot down some notes while we do it. Let's see, we're doing that, we're doing that. Yeah, it makes sense, Kultirans, right? Yeah, this one should be more obvious. Yeah, no, exactly as Miristar. What's really funny, again, to repeat myself, both the Zandalari chains and the Kultiran chains had the same overall motif. The past. That is to say, letting go of the past. The Zandalari were trapped in the past in, like, the most toxic way possible. An ancient, dead, archaic empire. Way, way, way past its prime. Barely holding on to even the tiny spit of land it still holds. And the Kultirans could not get over their own glory days. And were just pining for the good old days.
Invader! Me smash good!
Wait, literally, Mr. Red? Wow, okay. Yeah, it was weird, Uthor.
Get smash!
Make sure you loot, Mr. Red. Yeah, calling the Zandalarian Empire is a joke. The last time they were an empire, the Thunder King was still alive. No, not that time. The first time. I actually mentioned that during the World of Warcraft series. The Zandalari Empire, for all intents and purposes, died with the Thunder King, with Lei Shen. Because, so, I guess spoilers? I don't know. It's weird to call it spoilers for history. Spoilers for the past. When Lei Shen went to claim the Forge of Origination, it was such a powerful Titan device that the Zandalari leadership insisted that they be present for it, so they could get part of it too. Which meant when the Forge Organization was fired, killing Lei Shen, it also killed the overwhelming majority of the upper echelons of leadership of the Zandalari Empire. Basically, picture Palpatine and, like, the entire upper staff of the Galactic Empire just kind of getting Thanos'd out of existence. And that's what happened to the Zandalari. Ooh, hey, a strange pebble. And a mysterious rock. And a pretty pebble. And a shiny pebble.
Too soon.
The runes, the runes! We should be good to go now. Fair, K. Although we're going to ignore the AU for just... Or, excuse me, we're going to ignore the sequel trilogies for just a second. Depends. Can I keep the Superstar forever? How do you run out of chili? Ah. In that case, I'll take the Fire Flower. It's a wise strategy, Kay.
We have a mission to accomplish.
Oh, yeah, I should probably disable the runes. Be free.
Thank you for saving me. But we still need to stop Golgroth.
Oh, hey, level 10. We can become a paladin, finally. I still love how Lady Liadrin is the protection paladin. There's just something appropriate about that, you know. Get the most important ability in the game.
The time for dreaming is over.
I owe you my life. The ritual must be stopped.
Okay.
There is still work to
Make
be
sure we're off
done.
the step, which we are. Yep, okay, so, hey, look, here's Dungeon Finder. I would like to do this dungeon. Oh, Mr. Red, you're party lead. Yeah, Tyrion was the Retribution, Uther was the Holy. Liadrin was the Protection. What? Now I'm group lead. Okay, so, I am a tank. Aw, it only lets me do DPS. I guess that makes sense. One-on-one. Hypothetically, why couldn't you, Chill Penguin? Like, think about it.
We've almost cleared the room. Keep pushing.
Boy, they fight. God, that fight. Every group I ever did this with had the hardest time with this boss more than any other boss in that entire raid. I don't even remember why. It was just, that was the wall. Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust it and remove the score from... I think we put that under BFA. And then adjust that score and give that score to War Within. No, and no, respectively, Elizar.
That's one of Gorgroth's top lieutenants. Can we really defeat him?
I'm leaning towards no, Mr. Red.
Come this far to quit now.
Me gonna smash! You no stop ritual!
I'll keep his attacks focused on me. Henry, you heal us up.
Oh my god, yes, Henry, please heal me. Oh my god, Henry, heal me. Heal me. Ah, I'm dead. I just got murdered there, Jesus. Yes, Lord Hermon, yes, yes. I don't think I've ever encountered that situation personally. I can understand the concept, though. Yeah, Henry, you're out of the guild. So what you're saying is I need to go reserve the name Pillow Pants right now, okay? So you can never use it. Out of pure spite. Oh god, we might, Dream Whisperer. We are a horde guild, after all. Well, okay, there's no such thing anymore. Rathion seems like he's kind of mad. He's setting a lot of stuff on fire. Oh my god, he hurts. Oh my god, he hurts. Henry?
Will be the final sacrifice!
No, Calicos.
He's completing the... Nothing happened. I think we stopped it.
Calicos.
Control my actions. Survive while I dispel this foul magic.
How many times do I have to beat your face in, Calicos?
So easily subjugated. Fight it, Caligos.
I was thinking about how ogres always give in to the void. I wonder if that's partially because of just the nature of who and what they are. Like, they feel like they should be the top of the food chain, and they turbo aren't, you know? It just feels like that would come with a lot of doubt.
Let us leave this place at once.
Hi, Caligos.
Well met, friend.
What an interesting... Well, this is an interesting way to meet. I am Calicos, aspect of the Blue Dragonflight. I thank you for helping me break that foul ritual. I believe there may have been some other force aiding the ogres. Shall we get out of here? There's adventure waiting on the Dragon Isles. Wait! What does it mean to be an aspect of the Blue Dragonflight? You can consider aspects of the leaders to be the leaders of their respective flights. There's black, red, bronze, green, and blue. My Dragonflight are focused on the preservation of arcane magic.
Together...
Okay. Also true, Crazy Norse.
The true battle lies ahead. We all have our ghosts.
You've done fine work in Exile's Reach. You should continue on to the Dragon Isles. I'm afraid I must change my plans and go back to Stormwind. I need to find out how the ogres found such a powerful shadow magic. I'm sure we'll meet again. I can tell you've got a lot of adventures ahead of you.
Caligos, can you bear our recruit to the Dragon Isles? I must report back to
Oh yeah,
Stormwind.
looking good. Looking good.
Such a daring rescue, how could I refuse? Let me know when you're ready to depart. I'll catch you up on the way.
Nice sword.
It's good to see you again.
Okay, so I know this cutscene. We're gonna skip this. But that's one of the opening cinematic things for Dragonflight. And yeah, here we are, Waking Shores. Wow, that is actually awesome. How did he, like, turn around, get back on the boat, and go back to freaking town? Sorry, I said I'd let it go, but, like, that's even more stupid than I already thought it was. And it was pretty stupid to begin with. So...
Welcome to the Dragon Isles, explorers!
I would say that... Doesn't even matter. Yeah, it's just a grift. It's just a grift. He can't be that stupid. He had to have been doing it on purpose. He had to have turned around, get on the boat, and be like, I'm out. Peace. I know I'm here, and there's a quest right in front of me, but I'm going to go on that boat over there. God. Letting it go. So, narratively, they didn't change much about Exile's Reach, but I like how much smoother it is. I love the fact that it immediately leads to the Dragon Isles. I unironically love that it's just, boop, here you are. And here's the main quest chain right here, right in front of you.
I'm glad you've come.
Choose your combat specialization. And it gives you a flying mount and a new weapon right off the bat.
Fair skies and strong winds.
That is awesome.
There's magic in everything.
Activate a combat spec. Okay.
I stand with you.
There's some tutorial weapons.
Come back soon.
And then, yeah, here's what a Hearthstone is. This is just tutorial 2.0. Inventory. Sure, whatever. There. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah, you mock all you want, Lord Harrowmont. There's nothing wrong with this kind of guidance, especially since it's not mandatory. Like, as much as I make fun, if you wanted to, you can get right back on the boat, which is worth noting is right there, and go right back to town. I think this is good. I really do. Okay, so... It's in Discord somewhere, Mr. Red. You could do that right now, Elizar. You just have to jump through some hoops. But yes. Okay. So that was the Exile's Reach. I think that's better than it used to be. Quite frankly. I'll do some adjustments later, because I'm going to move that forward. But I liked that. I still think it deserves the one negative for, you know, getting rid of edit mode. But other than that, that was almost universally solid. Ah. Be gone. This character has mail. God damn it. Hang on. It did. I'm going to have to double check my notes to make sure I don't double down on that negative. Mailbox. Right, you know what? I've got a mailbox. I refuse to touch that thing. Screw you. Wait. Is that the one you bought with real money, or is that the one you got with, like, grinding your face off? Because those are different things. Either way, I'm just not available during the tutorial. God. What? Seriously? Can't use toys during the tutorial? Real money. Okay, so then yes, I refuse to use that. Moving on. Oops. Favorite sound effect? Oh, that's actually a tough one. Speaking of sound effects, as a reminder, we'll be doing our viscerality run through this too. Now that we have access to that. Where am I? Where am I? Ah, I see where I am. I want to go over here. Wait. What? Did you see that? Did you see that? You have wandered too far away from the coast and have left the tutorial. And it gave me the option, though. It gave me the option to teleport back or to just quit the tutorial.
My, you're a tall one. You have a great day now. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, that's her Hearthstone, yeah, sure.
Alrighty then.
No, I like that.
How can I help? Fly true. All will be well. I must head for the Azure Span, but I'm sure we'll meet again. Good luck on your adventures.
You're on Galagos.
Well, look what the wind blew.
Okay, and that should be the end of the tutorial right there. Yeah, no, originally I thought he was just an idiot. I think he's just a grifter at this point. This is ridiculous. Okay, so mailbox. Okay. So now, let's do the wrong thing. Now we can delete. I did, Elizar. I even answered it. Okay. So, you may or may not notice there's something right there that says catch up available. I kind of wanted us to use that on Swift Shot. It's whatever. We use it on Zerviles. Let's see the catch up experience.
The Arathi Highlands, once bitterly contested, have seen a tenuous ceasefire between the Horde and the Alliance. But though the armistice brought a measure of peace, a new threat has thrown the region into chaos. Stormguard is under siege, and Hammerfall has suffered heavy losses. You have answered the call for aid, and stand ready to join the fight. Band together with the Horde and the Alliance to secure the Arathi Highlands.
What the heck is this? This is not what I thought it was. At all. And I'm not even talking about all the gnolls hovering in the air. Yeah, this is... No, that's not a bug. Jaina's holding them up. You see, she's actually casting the spell right now that's holding them there. Okay, hold on. Pause. I know canonically this occurs first, but I feel like it would be better done if we're going to do it right next to the Arathi quest. So give me 1 second to check something, okay? All my characters are Horde, Spartan. Except for, like, Galota. So let's get back on Horde Runner. Oh, by the way, do you like my new hammer? I'm quite fond of it. Yes, I now have Uther's hammer on my dwarven palette. It just fits. It just fits. See, check it out. There's actually a one-hander and a two-hander version. I have both, as it happens. This is actually part of the Shadowlands cosmetics. Oh, right. I need to do Turbulent Time-wise this week. My Archon! Alright, so I need to go to Dornagal. My home. I'll come back to it. If I mentioned I love the music for these places, by the way. Just absolutely adore it. No, Czar. I did not see your question. Do you mind sharing again, please? I know. The fact that it's so good. I mean, they spent years making it. Again, like, that's what? Shadowlands? Mid to late Shadowlands? I don't understand the comparison points are. I'm sorry, I legitimately don't understand your question. What I do understand is that I now have a jeweled sapphire scarab. Oh, that's cool looking. I like that. Wait. Are we gonna get some bug mounts in Midnight? Usually when they do something like this, it's because they're testing out new models and new meshes. Okay, I think I understand what you're getting at, Czar. So, because this is an MMO, patch content doesn't mean they've patched up the game, like we mean in the other 99% of content. Oh, is this the B? Okay, never mind, never mind. Still. Yeah, I was gonna say, Void loves bugs. Would be cool. Anyways. In most other games, patch content means patching up bugs and fixes and stuff like that. In MMOs, it means adding new content. It is patch content. So, more game. Put very, very simply. Yeah, we've actually gotten some new bugs. Oh yeah, that's just my drip. That's my drip there. Just double check, make sure I got everything I wanted to get here. I think I did. Pretty sure I got everything I wanted to get. Yep, nope, I'm good.
Goodbye now.
Okay, sorry about all that. Oh yeah, by the way, I haven't done this quest yet, if you want to know how far behind I am on housing. Oh yeah. Right, I'm streaming. I should turn off all the things while I'm streaming. Sorry, I tend to forget. Okay, so let's glance here.
Another experience.
That's the island. That's something we're not doing yet. That's a good quest we're not doing right now. That's a quest we're going to show off soon. I'm not sure when we should do that. This should be...
Plenty of treasure around here. And I'm betting we can use it to take the fight to Zalatath.
That's fine. There should be a quest right over here.
We are alive.
There it is.
I understand your frustration, Gaora, but do not rush.
I'm just making 100% sure that everything is where it should be. I actually meant to do this morning, and then I had issues this morning, and then the servers were down, and whatever. And this is the new stuff. I actually have not seen this quest.
See you later.
But everything is exactly where it should be. Perfect. Okay, so given that we're almost out of time already for the first shift, thanks for that. Thanks for making me lose several hours of my shift here. Oh, that's interesting. That's an account quest. Oh yeah, we've also got the Sassy Arathi. I need to do that too. Which one was Sassy Arathi? Oh shoot, hang on, hang on. What chain is this? Okay, that's the chain I thought it was. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, they just had a maintenance at the beginning. Yeah, I'm not going to do things completely in order, because I think for narrative flow it'll be better to do them a little bit out of order. Just a little. So let's do the Sassy Arathi. That's the most side questy of things here. Yeah. We'll do Sassy Arathi first, and then we'll go ahead and do... not always, but often Shinran. Most days. It's very rare I don't. See, now I'm torn. Hang on one second. Let's do the island first, actually. It's the most disconnected and ironically will take us the least time. There's not much content out there. Not really. Why would you eat a horse treat, Elizar? Whoops.
And somehow, your path led to me.
Hold on. What?
On to your next adventure.
Oh, okay. I just abandoned that. Okay, sorry. Just making sure.
Welcome, my friend.
It is good to see you, Horde Runner. Your last upload to the archive has inspired many newly awakened, and dare I say a few of the unbound and machine speakers as well. I eagerly await your next upload. I have a feeling we will experience our next adventure together.
Come back with new experience.
Recently, a goblin salvage team discovered an isle with a strange singing crystal at its center. Like the goblins, the Arathi of Hollowfall have taken a keen interest in the crystal, as have we. We are preparing an expedition to the Isle. Most of the expedition has gone ahead, but this, the 33rd expedition... Sorry.
May Azeroth.
Imagine a giant crystal that sings. What are you waiting for? Yeah, let's get moving! Yeah! Are you joining the expedition? Of course. This will be my first time departing the shores of Kaz Algar. I can think of no better way to venture forth from my home and see the world. I won't be accompanying you on the Goblin Air Vessel, however. With the support of Moira Bronzebeard's Dark Irons, High Speaker Brintha secured an alternative route. She called them mole machines. I am most intrigued. A few of the Awakened were not so keen to travel long distance over the open waters, so we'll be departing from Gundargaz soon.
Journey onward, friend.
Also, just turn these in while we're standing here.
I have an extended supply of...
Hey, have some stuff. Hey, have some stuff. Hey, have some stuff. Hey, have some stuff. You've been getting some rep off camera, haven't you? Here you go.
Inventory again.
Let's just...
My directive has been fulfilled.
There we go. Hang on. Yeah, the kobolds went from being kobolds to being a rep race. I don't know what else to add to that. What? Oh, whoops. Ah.
I have many wares. Good fortune to our friends.
I mean, honestly, they didn't do a bad job with Warcraft humans.
Hey, welcome aboard. The Earthen and the Arathi are on the island already. We gotta catch up. My crew's always ready to work.
I'm sorry, hold on. Where are we going? Wouldn't you and half of Kazalga want to know? First the Arathi, and then the Earth, and I'll ask about it. The next thing you know, they're heading off in airships and mole machines. Oh, if I still had my rocket joke contacts, I bet you could have gotten us there faster. But fine. You want to know? We're heading to the Siren Isle. You ever heard of it? No. Of course you haven't. No one has. Well, unless you're from Morales, of course. Going to the Kultirans of Siren Isle is a place of legend and myth. Lots of stories and old sea tales. A lot of real spooky like. Some nasty storms, too. So, like, where's Gazlo? My name's Skagit. I'm Gazlo's assistant. I lead the Grease Monkeys. I'm generally in charge of most ventures Monty's too busy to run. Which is almost everything these days. Being part of the whole council doesn't give him a lot of free time. And with his recent business in Kazalgar, well, let's just say I'm his eyes and ears out in the field where he can't be. The Grease Monkeys will always get the job done. Whatever and wherever it is. Where's Lady Cena? Some new construction ventures she's real excited about right now, so she didn't have time to come with. What could be more exciting than the singing crystal? Whatever she's missing out. Alright, let's go.
Back to work.
You're the one Don convinced to join us, right? Hurry up. They've been adamant about getting us a proper Stormrider Ranger, whatever escort out of the city, but it's taking too long. The Arathi and the other Earthen are already on the island. Ricketts probably wondering where the heck we are. Come on. I can give you the deets on the way.
No slacking. The boss is
So,
watching.
Siren Isle's a mystery. Potentially profitable one. My crew thought they hit it big when they found a deserted island with some strange singing crystal. Turns out everyone in Donegal's interested in claiming this strange singing crystals. Fortunately for us, Rickett and crew have gone and set up. We're the last to depart, and I'm itching to go. What are we waiting on?
Break time's over.
I mean, if you've got the content.
We're late to the party. Meet me below and watch your step.
Oh my god. It's the most horrifying thing ever. Run! Ugh. Okay. It's just... Them rando. I'll always be worried about them randos.
You on the clock?
We made it safe and sound. Rickett says the whole camp's still buzzing about the crystal. Seems like everyone's got different ideas on how to go out figuring out what to do with it. They didn't like Rickett and I's way, but you might be better at diplomacy. Want to get involved?
No slacking.
See, Rickett offered to dig it up, but the Arathi expedition lady didn't seem too keen on that. Gave her an earful. Could hear it from the airship. Eesh. Bogus, that's the Earthen Ordnance. Well, that means. Proposed scanning the crystal to help us understand it better. I don't need to understand it. I need my cut. But I'm fine laying low and doing what they want. Go talk to Bogus. See how they're coming along if we can help.
Break. The competition's hard at work. You should say hello to the neighbors. Real friendly like.
Okay. It's okay, I'll just go flying. Ah!
Are you here to lend a hand? Admirable. Perhaps we can all work together. My programming is expanded to exploration.
I've already done this quest.
Conversation.
I love the skips, I really do.
Fortify your armor. Fortify your will.
Another new arrival. Here to lend a hand to our efforts.
May your work serve others.
In order to understand the singing crystal at the heart of the island, we will need some special machinery. We have forged a device to scan its exposed facets, but the crystal's energies are far too complex to read. It has a highly unusual energy signature. The goblins and Arathi seem keen to contribute, so let's proceed with their help. Take my toolbox, retrieve the prototype, and the components the Arathi and goblins have prepared.
We Earthen are here to study the crystal. The goblins and the Arathi, we are still processing how to collaborate.
Right. I'll take this, thank you.
Interpreting a massive crystal's energy is a specialized process. Maybe the Arathi learned something from Beladar.
Could be. Weirder things have happened.
We burn brightly together.
I've spent most of my adult years among the Sacredites studying the properties of the Radiant Remnants, small crystalline fragments found in Hallowfell. Beyond the walls of the Priory, I've seen and experienced very little. I was nervous to embark on the Star Chaser from the Isle of Dawn, but I'm glad I did. For the first time in ages, I feel inspired, enlightened. Maybe it's the rhythm of Lorandel's song. Maybe it's just the salty air.
Beladar shine.
My sacred crystals could help harmonize your readings, but you'll need more power.
Okay. Yeah, Nathanos doing Nathanos things.
What do you need? Batteries? These puppies should keep the scanner juiced up. You're good to go.
Thanks. Appreciation conveyed. By the way, I love Jack the Hammer here, who's got the umbrella going, because it's raining out here. Or Skagit and Skitter.
Keep eyes out for shinies.
Jack is nice. He helps Skitter. Hold a big umbrella to protect from rain. You don't want Crown to go out.
You'll be back, right?
Oh my god. Look at Skitter's crown. That's I mean, that's one way to do a candle.
How can my hammer serve? Task complete. Now we can use the crystal's signature to track its facets.
Normally, our technology is quite capable when it comes to crystals and the energies found within them. The energies found here are anomalous and don't synchronize with our technology.
Conversation?
Skepticism. Disengaged. It would seem the radiant remnants from Hallowfall harmonize perfectly with the energies found here, giving us a proper signature to latch onto. The goblins' batteries are more than we need, but they appear to be doing their job effectively. We're almost ready for a field test.
Forge your own path.
By the way, the name of this quest is Fascinating Signals. Intriguing. These radiant remnants from the Arathi seem to have given the device the necessary focus it needed. All that remains is to attune it properly to its size. In order to attune it, we need to set up pylons.
May your work. I'll set some metal pylons to focus the signal. Meet me over the hill.
Okay. Yeah, cat people. So, if I was the Blizzard WoW devs, I would not make any playable cat people. Because, you know, Mikote, right? Like, I'm just going to say that. I wouldn't want to directly copy off of my immediate competition.
And that part goes over there.
This singing crystal is remarkably like Beladar. We should treat it with reverence.
I mean, don't mistake me. I'm sure Warcraft could do their own take on cat people. I just would walk away from that. Besides, we have tons of other stuff we could do first. Murlocs.
Signal augmented. One more reading should calibrate the device.
Playable Naga. Playable Ogres.
That's it. Its energies are beyond my capacity to process. The crystal extends far beneath the surface.
I mean, I agree, Huthor. It's so rare to see a primarily religious sect that is not, you know, a bunch of zealots. Including in this very setting, it's worth noting.
Are you here to help the Awakened?
Fascinating. The pylon's attunement indicates this crystal is larger than this facet would suggest. According to the complexity of the signature, it appears to stretch for miles beneath our feet and... Wait, what's this? A second signature appears to be originating from over the hill. Curious indeed.
Conversation terminated.
An unexpected development. The energy signature appears to have a secondary source, just north of here. Curiosity activated. Judging from the estimated size of the crystal, I theorize it might be a secondary exposed facet. Further investigation required. Follow me.
Fortify your armor. Intriguing. I'm detecting a secondary reading from the north. This requires more investigation.
Right, Ret. I'm playing Ret.
Conversation initiated.
It would seem we are not alone on this island after all. To initiate violence before diplomatic engagement. An illogical provocation that yielded unfortunate consequences. He glances at the dead Vrykul at his feet.
Forge your own path.
Unless it is a convergence of coincidence, whoever these large outlanders are, they also appear to be interested in the crystal's signal. And the location of its origin. We Earthen do not often take stock in coincidences. Engage defensive protocols. These outlanders are not hospitable like your people.
For the signals coming from that cave, it seems like we're not the only ones to take interest in it. We need to get in there.
It's okay. It's fine. The Vrykul should also never be playable. Over here. I mean, I have no actual stake in that race. If you want to make Vrykul playable, fine. Whatever. I don't care. There's more interesting races I'd rather have, but it's not the end of the world.
Fascinating. The energy is focused through that tablet. Are you here to help the Awakened?
The crystals on that tablet. If those small crystals are the source of the new energy signature, why do they give off a stronger reading than the facet on the surface? Something here we are missing.
Conversation terminated.
These ruins are quite old. Well, old by most Outlander standards. Which begs the question, was finding this chamber the unfriendly Outlander's directive, or was finding the tablet? One clue is my readings suggest energy is flowing through the tablet as a conduit, rather than originating from it. Shall we take a closer look? Perhaps investigation will yield some answers, and the source of the energy readings. Yes, we are, Evo. I mean, hi, yes.
May your work serve others. Analyzing. This tablet's markings seem familiar.
As motes of light dance around the stone altar, a strange melodic hum seems to call you forward. Crystal emanates from both within the crystal-dotted tablet and the rock beneath your feet. A faint, hand-shaped divot has been worn into the stone surrounding the lowest crystal on the tablet. Above this is etched a single word, the Song of Circe. And I am now one with the light.
Remarkable. The signal's energy surrounds this structure. How deep does this go?
Want the answer to that question?
Echoes of the past. This structure clearly has a history.
Yeah.
The signal is getting stronger. It's coming from that chamber.
Listen, the Titans, they have no relevance anymore to the story. They're done, they're gone. Sargeras is defeated. We're cool. We're cool. No need to worry about any of this. A relief depicts an imposing metal-skinned figure. There's a large ring on the gauntlet of her raised hand. With our Lord of Thunder silent, the mighty Cersei led her clan from Sternpike away from the Winterscorn's unquenched thirst for war. As we fled the cold northern winds at our back, we questioned our clan's purpose. Who did we stand to protect? For without the Keepers, who did we serve? Our prayers were answered years after our exodus. From beneath the earth we heard its cry, a plea for help, an anguished call. To Cersei's ears, the call was destiny, and so she led us to the voice. This is actually tying into some Wrath lore here, by the way. Yeah, undeath has nothing to do with light, dark, or anything in between. Simply put, Trihexia. The relief depicts a large chamber with a gathering of humanoid figures, the tallest of which holds her fist aloft. A small embedded gold sliver gleamers from her finger. In the center of the cavern, jutting up from the floor, sits a massive crystalline facet. As the cavern grew, by tools in hand, a cradle for heart to rest, from stones to shrine and stern for delayed. For him, Himosul's voice, once fierce, had calmed. Though Circe spoke to the heart, its voice was faint, a whisper barely heard. And so with iron hands I carved and I forged a circlet born of radiant ore, fit for the hand of Circe. A ring adorned with smaller shards of heart, remnants smoothed and carved with runes of storm, citrines lit, their faces aglow with soft song. Through the circlet together, Circe and Himosul sang. No, the reason that light magic used to do damage to the undead was because they hadn't decided what undeath was yet. That's it. That's the answer. There's nothing else there. A relief depicts a stoic metal-skinned figure. Upon her shoulder sits a majestic winged creature with sparkling Cabancan-cut crystals set as eyes. As broken tools were cast aside, we found beneath the ground. For months we heard, for months we searched, a golden crystal encased by stone, its glow like a torch in the dark. Upon its face, Circe's hand was pressed, a sound, a cry, but not of pain or a plea of help, but of calm, of grace. Himosul, the luminous heart. Its radiance and face as if carved by unseen hands. Many stones I have carved, my iron hands and my tools. But the splendor of Himosul has opened my eyes. New designs, patterns, and structures. My mind is clear. Yeah, in Warcraft 2 and 3, there was just kind of evil magic and good magic. And they didn't really do much past that. WoW started solidifying... Exactly there. WoW started solidifying concepts like arcane magic, or elemental magic, or shamanistic magic, or druidic magic, and those have been slowly refined over time, too. WoW Vanilla didn't have all of those principles in place, but also did a lot to differentiate the druids, for a specific example. Whew. This monolith depicts a vast stone tower collapsing into a massive wave. In the shadow of the wave, a faint figure can be seen. Beneath the tower is a underground chamber, humanoid figures taking shelter. For generations past, our purpose held the luminous heart at ease. When lands seized and heaved, the cataclysm, the skies flashed in noxious green. Oh, I'm sorry, that might not be the cataclysm. That might be The sundering, excuse me. The skies flashed in noxious green. Our bastion cracked as towers fell and waters black encroached. In vault beneath we Sturmvind prayed, Circe's hand upon our heart. When tremors grew, its cries rang out, Hemisol's squall renewed. When silence fell, the cries still pained, our stone-ruined doors unsealed. As Circe strode forth, our bastion ruined, surrounded by waters new. Upon our shores a dark thing stood, its word in our minds it spoke. The deep one stirs, this place calls out, his right to claim is nigh. Kneel before the old gods' gifts, their powers yours combined. This is optional, by the way, of what I'm doing here. I mean, given the location, this probably was Nazah. Frickin' Nazah. A bearded metallic figure holding a stone tablet and a chisel. Beneath his feet, an image of a chamber with a crystal facet. Above him is a towering structure. This monolith is carved in a different hand than the others. Noble Jardfear, with loyalty and wisdom seared into iron hide. First carver of the Sturmvine. Advisor to Circe, protector of Himosul. From stone our temple shaped, its guardian wrought with life through runes of old. Tempered and nurtured, our bond with Himosul grew, and her calls sang. From his hand and her voice the Sturmvind found their call. Few outside the Sturmvind know the craft of runic binding, the art of stone carving. To bind the storms of north into the stones of earth was a craft rarely mastered. Wrought by runes and will, his guardians of stone rose to stand vigil with him. Though few learned his secrets, many would face his creations. Through Himosul's song, Jardfear's designs would flourish. Carved by Valwyn, apprentice ward of the stone carver. This tablet depicts a great battle between humanoid metallic figures and serpentine creatures emerging from the sea. Although the metallic creatures are outnumbered, winged humanoids and stone guardians appear to fight at their side. The largest of the metallic figures gestures with golden, silver-embedded finger, while above her soars a winged creature. One moment, please. Its head hit sand, its black blood sprayed, Circe's blade shone bright. From darkened depths a presence stirred, over wail and pain she cried. Hear us, O heart. Upon this land we Sturmvind stand, to hold back a tide of woe. Guide us with your song, your heart, and make your pain our own. As she called across sea and sky, they rose, a tide of scales in number never met. As serpents died and horrors fell, iron hide with blood was slick. The rumbling skies cracked. Thravir's fury tore through the endless scales. By hand from earth rose guards of stone. Against the tide they crashed. On golden wings from high above, her plea was heard. A heaven's gift they brought. And yet the tide ensued. With numbers few, a final song rang out. While Circe clashed, as Thavir shrieked, her clanskin fell to scales. The stone guards cracked as rubble split, dragged to waters deep. From the skies they fell, the gold ones screamed, their wings and spears torn asunder. With heavy soul, Circe looked upon her kin and called, retreat to the vault, protect the heart. As those yet lived obeyed, Circe stood upon our shores and faced darkness alone. No.
What's this? An ancient shrine. Another crystal facet. And the gleam of something promising.
By the forge. This is... He stares wide-eyed in wonder at the gleaming crystal, struggling to find words. After a moment, he nods. This is most certainly the source of the second signature, though the energies here appear to have fused with the original. It's almost like it wanted us to find this place.
Conversation terminated.
This vault, this crystal, who made this place? Who lived here? Who is the Circe we keep seeing mentioned on tablets? When we set off to learn about the crystal, I did not anticipate discovering the remnants of an ancient civilization beneath the earth. He ruffles his wiry mustache before glancing at you. This bears closer examination, don't you think?
May your work serve. This bears closer examination. After you, see what you can find.
Skeleton remains sitting slumped against the rocks, the ribcage and legs shattered as if crushed by something heavy. In their outstretched hand sits a gleaming, rune-carved ring.
By the Titans, an ancient construct. This is more of an adventure than even I desired. We should get this artifact back to the workshop for examination.
I can do that.
My programming is expanded to exploration and conversation.
I love how they give you a frickin' recall out of here, by the way.
How can my hammer serve?
It would seem we've made quite the discovery.
Forge your own path.
More queries, few answers. Fortunately, the device was able to gather some data from the energy readings. It'll take some time to process, but we will soon have a better understanding of this Siren crystal. In the meantime, let's take a closer look at that ring and citrine shard you found. And Gorla here will be able to help.
Fortify your armor. Fortify your will.
Find me something memorable.
The cracked citrine you found seems to be a perfect fit for one of the sockets you found in the ring, and yet, as she sockets the shard, it wiggles loose and pops out. The ring appears to be rejecting the piece. If we can repair the citrine and stabilize the energy in the shard, perhaps the ring will accept it. Since you've been so helpful, care to lend another hand?
The crystal you found is cracked. Let's restore it in the forge.
Okay, what we got? Let's see here. Stabilization complete.
Task complete. I can hear it singing. It's ready for the artifact.
Treasures from far and wide.
She holds the glowing citrine in her hand before holding it out to you. That seemed to do the trick. Never saw such energy radiate from such a small crystal before. The runes engraved on it are quite ancient. Very powerful.
Every sail tells a story.
Can you hear it? The small, humble citrine is calling out to the circlet, just as the Siren Isle called out to you. And to all of us. I am uncertain what will happen when you reunify them, but there's only one way to find out.
My crystal is calling to the ring.
I have to actually equip this? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Can you feel it, champion? The artifact has awakened.
You know, what's funny is I think that's actually still worse than my other ring. At least in a few ways.
Show me what you found.
Oh, right, I have to demonstrate I know how to do this. There.
Something new to trade?
I can feel it from here, radiating, thrumming with long dormant power. Who carved these little small citrines? Why do they appear to fit perfectly in the circlet, yet were found separated? Oh, how I wish I'd seen what you and Bargus had found in the vault.
We will not tolerate a threat to our airship on this island, no matter where it may hide.
What? What?
Prepare for battle.
What? Ah! What? Now! Ah!
Troops will strike at this draconic horror within its lair. A barrage of cannon fire will reveal its presence. Prepare yourselves.
So anyways.
Get your feet moving. We got a tunnel to blast open. This kaboom ought to be good.
So yeah, they're off doing weekly
What do
events.
you think washed down that drain? Maybe it's treasure, or maybe it's monsters, and maybe those monsters have treasure.
Ooh, monsters and treasure? Sign me up. I think we're going to pause here, though. This feels like a decent pause, but we're not done here, but we're not going to spend too much more time out here. A lot of this is... we've talked about this concept before in WoW. This is a treadmill zone, right? And as we've talked about, that's not inherently a bad thing. It's just, this is a treadmill zone, and treadmill zones don't really belong in the reviews. Don't worry, we've got plenty of other stuff to do before we finish this up. But I'll be back. I'm going to be a little bit late on coming back, but I will be back after lunch break for more WoW. And this time we might actually play the game.